Iconoclast, noun, a revolutionary, bold thinker, an individual that does not assume the rigid regimes and thoughts of society but creates their own. An industry mover, a $1 trillion valuation corporate builder, an individual that builds and builds for value. I am talking about you. Now this is their natural habitat, a place where only the elite are found, where these individuals are born, created, molded, and guided. A place for the premium. I am Chidi Amadi-Ahaneku, and welcome to Iconoclast.
Sending shoutouts for shoutouts on you. Let me tell you, the third quarter of this year has been quite crazy. The amount of work that I'm doing now, it's nothing compared to the last quarters. I mean, it's one thing to start, but once you're in it, it takes so much more to sustain, maintain, and also tap into that space of scale. What I've come to realize that so many people are afraid of starting something, and trust me, I know it's very scary in its own right. However, the part of your journey where you're running the business, the project, the department is much more difficult than your point of origin. But the paradox of life is that those that are more challenging and daring are the ones that are most exciting. They're the ones that fill your belly with that fire, that rush that makes your blood boil. I feel that rush every day of my life. And the unfortunate part is that it is all found in life's challenging pursuits. I urge you to find that one thing that gives you that feeling of exuberance every time you think of it. You know, for me, it's about doing the things that are so big that I can't even comprehend doing. To get there, to get to this place where you discover what gives you that shoot of adrenaline in your blood, to discover what this thing is, you should have a heightened level of self-awareness. Because as Robin Sharma states in his book, The Guide to Greatness, self-awareness precedes success. Today, I'm to discuss growth. I am a man that constantly changes. I shift, I move, I expand. I always tell this old friend of mine that I am synonymous to the universe. I outgrow my surroundings, my circle, and to a certain degree, I would argue that I also outgrow myself. In this past few weeks, I have been undergoing some sort of transition. The last 5 years of my life were very foundational. They involved learning about business, starting the journey of building my name. These years have been flooded with great ideas, but most of them have been intangible. It was predominantly just ambition. It was all talk. I have to admit that in these past years, I've been scared to actually step into the potential of greatness that resides deeply within my soul. Look, tapping into that puts out an obligatory call for perfection. It's not only about the product or the service. Value. Value is the axis on which it rests on. It's horrifying. So I knew that I had to provide value. My reaction to this fear was speaking a lot. I had a very big mouth. I had big ideas, big philosophies on how to change the world, but my execution was very slow. Towards the end of this 5 years, that is where I slowly moved from being the fearful big mouth to the executor who still had a big mouth, of course. That was my point of departure. That's when I started the podcast. The mentorship program came to life. I established my first business, my second, my third. Fast forward to my 7th business. To understand this, let's use the analogy of a house. There are stages to building a house. First, you should architect the house. Then start with the foundation, build in the roof. So that part of my life with the idea stage was the architectural part of my journey. I was learning, coming up with ideas, but they were just that, ideas. Then the part where I started executing was the foundation of the house. And I am currently transitioning into the season of taking up the walls And as you grow into this different level, there is a different devil. That is how life is. I've come to the realization that for every season of building a house, as much as there is a different devil, every season requires people with a different skill set. The mistake we make is thinking that the same team that was on the architectural or foundational phase is the same team that is needed in the wall building stage. In most instances, the skill set of the architectural team becomes obsolete in the foundational phase, even though it architected the entire thing. As I grow, I am realizing that some people are just not convenient and beneficial to the place in which I have grown to, and that's okay. It has become evident to me that there are differences between what is needed for these different phases to successfully unfold. Number one, in the foundational phase, an enormous amount of momentum is needed. I call the strategy the rocket strategy of market entry. I'll make another podcast on that later on. Contrarily, the bricklaying phase requires a more standard momentum, especially if you're trying to build for the future. It is filled with iteration and patience. Personally, patience has been quite a struggle. I have been focused on the results and how quickly we have them, but since I've reached this new phase, it has been made vivid that overnight successes are a combination of patience, dedication, and smart work. So this phase requires you to slow down a bit, but provide exponential value. Number two, the foundational phase's rate of innovation is very different from the bricklaying stage. In the foundational phase, it's important to niche down so as to not confuse your clients. However, in the building stage, the rate of innovation grows. It's about how you can effectively and efficiently change your product or service to make the client's life much better and to redefine the norms of your industry. Number three, the foundational phase does not allow a lot of experimentation. One mistake could shut the business down forever, while the bricklaying stage is more adaptive to innovation and experimentation. Actually, Jeff Bezos suggests such experimentation, and it is one of his values, or the values of Amazon, rather. The point I'm conveying is that growth is necessary but also different, and various stages of growth will demand different parts of you. Moreover, it will come with the decision to let go of people who are not actively helping to start building, or who are not skilled enough for this phase. Find people with a fresh sense of vision, people who reinforce the values of the business and can, with everything in them, see and focus on your vision. People who execute the task at hand, is what I'm saying. What can also be quite paradoxical is that sometimes you yourself are not ready for the different phase of your life or in your business. Let me tell you a story. And it's a story that you might know. A long time ago, Steve Jobs wanted to shift the perspective of consumers towards Apple. He wanted to make it a consumer's brand. He created the entire vision for Apple, but he knew that he could not take Apple to the place in which he saw it. He was the leader of Apple and easily the architect and creator of what it is from corporate level. But he knew that even though he started it, for it to exist throughout generations and reach the 2 trillion market cap it is at now, he had to step back. He was not fully equipped to take the company into the new phase. So he hired John Scully. Even though the appointment had backlash, John Scully, who was at then the CEO of PepsiCo, increased the sales from $800 million to $8 billion. So look, it is only the best leaders who understand their capabilities and accept that they are not fully equipped to spare their business into the vision they have architected. So today, I call on you to make a thorough analysis of where you are. If you're in a different phase in your life, or if you have been holding yourself back from going into a different phase, this phase of building. After identifying that, evaluate the company you have had in your previous stage and identify if they are fully equipped for the next phase of your life. If they are not, you are not wrong to distance yourself for what does not cater for your future. Has the vision between these people and yourself changed? Have the values and priorities changed? And if they have, it is okay. It's a different level, so you need a different skill set. And that is just growth. Yes. So it's the time, and I finally have the go ahead to tell you that the Iconoclast mentorship program tailored for icons is set to drop soon. The 6-month program is set for aspiring and already existing entrepreneurs. We will be focusing on vision shaping, business building, and business founding, and also maintaining it, self development, and so much more. It is a platform where you can get an experienced individual to walk you, not anyone else, not in a group, but just you, through the different phases of yourself and your business. There's so much more to tell, and I'm so excited about it, but I will give you more information on the next episode. Thank you for listening. We hope to see you next week. Don't forget to share and contact us. Tell us what you think and what is your take on today's topic. My name is Chidi Amadi-Ahaneku, the head of the Amadi-Ahaneku family. And as they say in my language, Igbo, Daru. Thank you.